Good morning, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. Gonna do a quick reading. I'm gotta go run some errands today. The sun's still shining, so I'm gonna get out and enjoy it a little bit. But I found out some troubling news about a person that was in my life, that they are going to be trying to move to the same state that I'm in, and it irritates me. I have closed the door. I have done the healing and a lot of inner work. This person caused me a lot of heartache. I know a lot of it wasn't even intentional. I know that they came from a damaged, wounded space and were afraid of commitment and fear of loss, and all those things caused them to be an avoidant, and I'm attached, and it was an attachment, and it just was very unhealthy. So I cut the cord and walked away, and and yeah, now that I'm not in that person's life, I know they have figured out what I meant to them and who I truly was to them, but it's just too late, you know? You can't go back. So anyway, I got hit with that this morning. The person that told me is known for a few days. They just forgot to tell me. So anyway, it's like, out of all the states in the United States, why Oregon? Go somewhere else. Go settle somewhere else. Go do whatever you're going to do somewhere else. I mean, it's been like 2 years now. It's time to move on. Anyway, got a message that I wrote earlier this morning. I'm going to read that to you guys, and then I'm just going to go into the reading. Someone else needs to hear this. We as a collective go through similar but different things. That's why a lot of these messages resonate with so many of us. Here's the written message. They played mind games with you. They wanted the benefits of your energy, so they gave you just enough to keep you around, but never enough to make you feel secure. They thought you were like others from their past. They thought that they could make you chase them to prove your love and devotion to them, because that is the game they played with the lovers from their past. Deep down, they knew you were different, but they had to test you. You were the only one that has ever fully walked away from them and cut them off. They felt it when you cut the cord, and now they want you back. It took losing you for them to fall in love with you. Now they want to come back and wipe the slate clean, but they don't want to answer for their actions. If you take them back, you will repeat a cycle. They still have healing to do, or they will only hurt you again. We're going to start with the spirit animal deck. The first one that came out was Peacock. It's crooked. You will find great power in focusing on the positive aspects of yourself, that which makes you indefinably unique and beautiful. There is deep wells of untapped inner power in letting go of negative self-talk. This person made you doubt yourself. Like, you had fought so hard to get back to yourself. You maybe had a relationship before this one that was just one that you thought was going to be your life. You were probably in that first relationship for a very long time, and it ended horribly, and it hurt you, and you had to rebuild from that. And so you spent all this time rebuilding and getting yourself back together, putting your life back together from that first relationship, and then this person came along, and you shared that with them, and you thought they had been through a trauma as well, so you thought that they understood the gift that you were giving by opening your heart back up again. But what they did was they saw it as a way to use you and use your energy, because when you came into their world, you brought things that they were desiring. They had literally manifested you into their reality, but didn't recognize the gift that was being given to them from spirit. They just assumed that you were someone that they could use like they had in their past. What you didn't know about their previous relationship was that their previous relationship was extremely toxic, and there was a lot of lies and manipulation and hurt and all these things between the two of them that, you know, your first relationship wasn't perfect, but it wasn't cutthroat like that. You guys didn't intentionally try to hurt each other like this person in their previous relationship. And so you weren't well informed when you got into this new relationship with them, and you made assumptions that their heart was similar to yours. And so you gave freely in the beginning. You were so happy to be in a relationship again and have that other person that you just jumped right in full force, and you didn't even recognize the red flags until it was too late. And person hurt you deeply, and they may have even come across as the victim, made themselves the victim, that you hurt them, that you walked away from them, and that it was all your fault. But you had to walk away. You had to get away to save yourself, because this person just kept playing games with you, hot and cold, in and out. They were used to the runner-chaser way of relationships, and that's just not a game that you were willing to play, so you walked away. And now that person, that you're not in their world anymore, now that you've cut the cord, they feel it. And now that they're not with you anymore, they recognize all the things that you brought to the table. They miss the love and care that you showed them in the beginning. They know that you started pulling away at the end, and they knew that it was going to end, and they were smug. They thought that, well, you want to end things? I'll show you. You'll be miserable without me, and I'll go on without you, and I'll be happy, and I'll be successful, and I'll rub your face in it. But nothing worked out the way that they thought it would when they got away from you. They thought that they would go, you know, keep building their bag, keep building their coin, and that they would have all these things, and that they don't understand that you're not money driven, that you're not materialistic, that none of those things mean anything to you. What means something to you is the relationship, the love, the devotion, the companionship, the trust. And you couldn't build any of those things. You couldn't build any of those things with those people, or that person. And the people they surrounded themselves with, it should have been a red flag to you. When you were trying to build something solid and you were trying to create a safe space, and this person kept bringing people into your world that were not solid, that were opposite of that, and maybe even some that you met that you thought were going to be okay to bring in, and they ended up not being. It was because that person was drawing those energies, not because you were. You still had damage and you still had traumas to work through, and that's why you accepted things that you should never have accepted. But you weren't the guilty party. You didn't knowingly try to hurt people or mislead people or use people. You were actually trying to do good things, and this person was constantly sabotaging you and turning things around on you. And when you would try to speak up about that, it all got turned around that you were basically crazy and insecure and all these different things, because it was deflecting the real truth off of them and off of the people that they were involved with. So you were made to doubt yourself. Don't doubt yourself anymore. Your intuition was always spot on. You just kept making excuses and trying to make that person into something that they were not. And they were mirroring you, and so they were attempting to be that person, but they knew that they couldn't be, and so that's why they would pull away from you. They would get a little close because they would feel you pulling away, and then they would get you where they thought they had you back in their charms again, and they would pull away again because they couldn't maintain that facade that they had put on for you. They were never that person. And you've been going through this. This is the frog. This is a powerful time of change. You are being called to connect with the world of emotions and feminine energies. You may also need to engage in the process of cleansing, whether it is physical, emotional, spiritual, or energetic. This person is still trying to get back in your energy. They've been trying their best to stay attached to you. That's why even after all this time, you're still even thinking anything about them. Why they keep popping up in your reality, it's because they want you back in their world, and they are wanting to stay attached to you. and they feel the loss, and they're going through some really hard things since you've withdrawn your energy. All those good times they thought they were going to have did not pan out, and they thought they would just jump right back into other relationships. Well, after the relationship that they've had with you, those relationships are just empty and meaningless, and it makes them actually feel sick inside because they know what they did. They know they had something truly amazing. They know that it was a gift and that they lost it, and they have to live with that. And they're going to do whatever it takes to try to get back in their energy. They're going to try to come across that they have changed, that they've done all this work, and really they've not. What they've done is sit around and obsess about you and what you're doing and your life. They've probably followed you on social media. They've probably created fake accounts to stalk you that you don't even know about. You sense it, you feel it, but nothing that you could prove. And so they're going to try to come across that they've turned over a new leaf, that they're this new person, and that they're going to give you everything that you want and desire, but it's a false front. Sorry. If you take this person back, especially immediately, even though it's been time and all this, and you think they've had time to work through things, if you take them back, you're going to repeat another cycle with them because they're not healed. They are just as damaged as they were when you originally knew them. In fact, they're more damaged now, and they blame that damage on you. So they'll be good for a time. They'll even intentionally, and their intention will be to give you what you want. Their intention will be to love you the way you need to be loved, but they don't know how to do that. And when they get to the point that they're still not able to do the things that you need them to do, they're going to do what they've always done, and they're going to withdraw, or they're going to play some kind of game with you and repeat the cycle all over again. So you've learned that lesson, you've gotten away, and you've healed. You need to really focus on yourself. You need to focus on your healing. You need to stay in hermit mode as far as those people from your past are concerned. Leave them out of your reality. If they try to come back, you need to put up clear, firm boundaries. You can forgive, but you don't have to forget, and you do not have to repeat any lessons with them. And yeah, they really are in pain. They really are hurting over you, but that is not your fault. You gave them every chance before you walked away. You told them clearly what you needed, and they pretty much mocked you and said, sorry, you're insecure. This is the way things are going to be. And when you didn't settle for that, you became a challenge to them. So clear your energy, clear their energy. If you haven't done a cord cutting ceremony, do it. And set your intention with spirit that you do not want this person back. And if they do come back into your reality, it is a test. It is to see how much you've healed. And it is also to aid in your healing so that you can have that full closure. You've already got the closure in the spiritual, but this would be closure in the physical if you need that. If you don't need that, don't even open the door a sliver. If they try to come back in, they may show up at your door. You just need to tell them, sorry, look, I'm not interested, or don't even open the door to them. You know, if they send you a message, ignore it or don't respond. Because any opening that you give, they're going to take that as a sign that they can get you back, and they're going to try. The next one is Panda and Boundaries, and I swear I didn't look at that when I was saying what I was just saying. Your space is sacred. Guests who overstay their welcome impact your aura, and you have every right to stand your ground. Your needs are important. You must nurture your soul with the same gentle love and support you offer to others. When they come and they try to play your heartstrings again, you need to think back to all those times that you were alone and you cried and they did not care. Not one time did they check on you to see if you were okay. When you were out there struggling on your own, they were actually rejoicing in that, hoping that you would fail, hoping that you would crawl back to them and that they would be your savior. And when that didn't happen, they actually literally became angry, and they saw you as an enemy, and they wanted to hurt you and they wanted to destroy you. But you were so strong, you overcame all of that, and that just killed their soul because you didn't need them like they thought that you would need them. The only person you need is yourself and your higher power. You know, other people should just be icing on your cake. They should not be something that you depend on to live or to survive. You know, your emotional well-being and your physical well-being should be solely yours. You should be sovereign. So do not let these people or this person come back into your life and try to manipulate you again and try to make you think that you need them because you've gotten along just fine this far without them in your life. Set your boundaries. And then you've been in protective mode and hermit mode, and it's gotten a little lonely. I understand that, and that's another reason why this person's going to try to come back now. It is a test because you have done all this work and you've been in hermit mode, and now you're getting a little bored with it. You're getting a little stifled, and Spirit is calling on you to be like the hippopotamus, to go into exploration mode. If you have become bored with your life, you have the creative power to stir things up and revitalize everything. You can do this by starting new projects, setting new goals, and making spiritual connections. You're getting ready, since you've done all this work and you've closed all those chapters out of your past, you're getting ready to connect with some really amazing people. Do not let your past traumas keep you from connecting with these people. And also, that's another reason why these people are going to try to come back into your world, is because you're getting ready to go to that next level and they don't want you to do that. And they're going to try you and they're going to test you. The spirits are going to test you as well. You've got discernment, and now you need to step into your full power, and you need to accept that, and you need to use it. You have doubted yourself in the past. You've allowed other people to make you doubt yourself. And if someone comes into your life and they make you doubt who you are and what you know to be true, they are not your person. The people that are meant to be in your life will resonate with you. Yes, they will help you grow and they'll help you expand and they'll help you learn new things, but they won't make you doubt the core of who you are. They won't make you doubt your abilities. They will revel and rejoice in your abilities and will help you build on your abilities. So get out and explore. If you're wanting to meet people of like minds, go do things that interest you. Get on Meetup and join groups of things that you're interested in. If it's spiritual stuff, if it's, if you're a vegan, plant-based, there's plant-based people out there that are looking for other plant-based people. If you're a spiritual person and you're on a certain level, there's other groups of people that are already there waiting on you. You just got to get out and find them. So it's time to come out of the seclusion. You've protected yourself, and you can protect yourself and still experience other people and their energies, Just experience good stuff. If it feels yucky, get away from it. If it feels good, explore it further, Learn to trust yourself again. Then I've pulled some from the Water Rate and the Ancestral deck. I kind of read through what the book had to say, and it goes along with the story I see, so I'm just going to go with what I see. First card is the Two of Pentacles, and that was this person. They were juggling you, they were juggling resources, they were juggling everything, trying to make you believe that this fantasy that they had in their mind, and the whole time you knew that things are off kilter, you knew that it wasn't right, and you tried to question them, and they would turn it all back around on you and make you feel crazy. You literally at times felt crazy, but you weren't. This person the entire time was juggling things and may have been juggling you with other people, exploring other options while they were with you. They always had one eye on something else, and you felt that. Some of these people are aging players, it's really sad, because instead of building something solid with someone, they're constantly just creating this stuff and watching it fall apart because they keep building on sand and they don't build anything solid or reliable. And then the next is the Eight of Pentacles, and this is that person saying that they're doing all this work emotionally and spiritually when all they really were doing was working on money. They're very money driven, they're very materialistic, and so in their eyes, for them to be with you and to have the relationship with you that they want, they have to have all these things. They have to provide all these things. And even though you've told them repeatedly that's not what you want, they don't hear that. They only hear what they want to hear. And in their mind, they have to give you all these things to keep you satisfied and happy. But they don't understand emotional connection. They don't understand love and desire. In their mind, if they give you these things that keep you happy, then they've got access to you whenever they want, and they get to do whatever they want, and everybody's happy. And you know that's not the kind of relationship that you want at all. So this person is never going to be on your level, not anytime soon. The only hope is that eventually they do get it. They do all this work, but you know what? How much time do you have to wait on that person to get it? How much effort and time and all that are you willing to give and sacrifice again when you've put in all this time and effort and got literally nothing out of it so far? You know, so let them keep doing that work, and maybe eventually they'll figure out that it's not about the pinnacles, it's actually about spirit and love and connection, you know. Also got the Page of Wands, which is also them. The way sorry about that, my son always calls when I'm doing a reading. They see themselves as this fabulous person, you know. They don't even realize that they're aging. They don't even realize that life is passing them by. In their mind, they're still king of the world, when really all they are is the page. There's no substance to them. They are, they've lived a party lifestyle. They've lived, they've been used to having all these resources, and they've squandered them. So it's being taken away from them. They were actually a chosen person. They had a choice to get on this path with you and to do something really great, but they have chosen continuously the wrong path. They've chosen materialism and the party lifestyle over what you were wanting to build with them. So let them go on their merry way. Let them continue to be this page. You don't want that in your life. You deserve the Emperor. And if you hold out, that's what's coming to you. Because you're the High Priestess. This is you. You've learned all these lessons. You know all these things now. You're spiritually stronger, mentally, physically stronger. Do not let anyone pull you backwards ever again. You have pulled yourself up out of so much that it has made you into this person that is a next level being. And you deserve people in your world that are on that level. The ones that have done the work, the ones that are moving forward, the ones that are constantly working on themselves. You hold the keys to so much knowledge and so much power. Don't let anyone take that away from you again. The next card is the Two of Swords. This needs to be you right now with that past and those people. Nothing good can come from the past. You've been there, you've done that, you've learned those lessons. It's time now for the present, and it's time for your future. If you want your present to be good, start focusing on the now. Make your now as best as you can. Start doing things that fill your soul with love and light. Start nurturing yourself. Start giving to yourself. All the things that you've wanted from other people that they've never given you, give it to yourself. And when you start doing that, you're going to start meeting other people that are that way, that are like-minded. You're going to start vibrating at that energetic level. And the Spirit of Love cards came out in reverse. And again, I'm going to read them in reverse. The first one was kindness. It says, you are a humanitarian made of love, and you are able to share that energy with others. And the reason it's in reverse is because you've been kind to people in the past that did not deserve it. You have shared your energy with people that did not deserve it, and it depleted you down to the point that it almost killed you. And if you let them, they will do it all over with you again. They will take your resources and they will suck you dry. So all that kindness that you showed to people in the past, you need to show that kindness to yourself. And you can help other people and you could be kind to other people, but you also can do that while protecting yourself and not letting the wrong people in. The same thing with trust. It came out in reverse. You have a strong connection to your soul's loving voice and have faith in your intuition. And the reason it came out in reverse is because, again, these people made you doubt that. They made you doubt your intuition. They made you doubt your own kindness. They made you doubt whether you should even participate in humanity anymore. And yes, you have to. It is part of why we are here, but it is also so that we can learn these lessons and not repeat past mistakes. And you got to not let these people back in. And I know it's going to hurt. Some of these people are family, previous lovers, previous best friends. You know, it doesn't matter who they are. If they hurt you, if they're not willing to even acknowledge that they hurt you and work through that, they are not your people. If it's always your fault, if they never take accountability, they're not your people. So trust your intuition. Use your voice. When they try to come back, say, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, you had the chance and you didn't do it. And I forgive you, but I also release you, and I don't want you back in my reality. That's the message today. It's a little shorter than usual, but I feel like someone else needed to hear it. We're all feeling these energies around us. It's just a matter of time before they show back up in the 3D. All this mostly has been playing out in the 5D and the spiritual realm. So just be prepared for that. And stay strong. Love yourself. Spend time with yourself today. Get comfortable with yourself. You know, there's so many people that hate being alone. They're so lonely. I get lonely at times too. I'm not around a lot of people. I have people that I work with that are acquaintances, and I have my son here temporarily. He's getting ready to leave, but my good friend that I just met that I was actually really connecting with, she's out of the country right now on a trip. And I don't let people in anymore as easily as I used to. I say hi to people and I'm nice to people, but I keep them at a distance because I do not want to go through other people's trauma anymore. I have dealt with my traumas and I have dealt with my pain, and I am very sovereign and very quiet and calm on the inside. And so I don't want anything to disrupt that. And so I'm very protective of myself. When I go out into public, I wear my headphones and I play spiritual stuff and things that are making me grow, and I'm constantly like focused on that so that I don't absorb other people's energy. And then if I get a good feeling about someone, I'll take the headphones off long enough to see if I'm right, and if I get any kind of weird feeling at all, I withdraw myself. I just don't want to deal with it anymore. So you have to be protective, but you also have to be willing to let people in if they are the right people. That's how I met the lady that I'm talking about that's a really good friend of me now. We were both at the Springs at the same time, and I had my headphones on that day, and I almost didn't say something, but I just felt her energy and felt like I should, so I took my headphone off and said something to her, and we ended up sitting there talking for like almost 2 hours, and then had all these different great adventures after that. And like I said, now she's out of the country, and I miss her so much. But if I would have kept my headphones on and not said something to her, I would have missed out on all the things I've experienced with her so far. So it's always a gamble, but go with your gut, go with your instinct, and listen to your discernment, your inner guide, you know. But love yourself in the meantime. Give yourself all the things that you want from someone else. Take yourself out on dates. Give yourself a spa day, you know. Get on Groupon. Groupon has always got good deals on stuff. And find things that you want to do and go do them. And then once you start doing that, you'll start meeting other people that are doing the same thing, and it pulls like minds together. And stop focusing on the negativity that's going on in the world, because I'm going to tell you, the world's going to go on regardless. Mother Earth will not let us totally destroy her. We will destroy ourselves before that happens. So get out and focus on the good things and do the things that we can to transmute this energy. Don't focus on what they want us to focus on. Get out in nature, you know, start growing things and start foraging, start getting into wild medicines, and, you know, go back to the good stuff and get away from the bad stuff. Anyway, I'm going to get off here and get outside where it's beautiful. I hope you guys have a great day. And, yeah, just love yourself today. Namaste.